What up YouTube, it's your boy Mr. Ocelot back again with another at-home product review. Today we got the Pedal Commander, the world's most advanced throttle controller system. So what does that mean? Well, this is something you can use in your car if you want a little quicker acceleration. It's not going to increase the power of your engine at all. It's not retuning the engine software or adding more air or adding more fuel or doing anything that would actually really add more top-end power. What it's doing, or torque, what it's doing is basically flooring the driver's side throttle pedal, gas pedal, for you at a higher point. So, a term of the industry would be the throttle mapping. It's basically kind of making the car more responsive to your foot. You don't have to push your foot all the way down to the floor in order to get that top end acceleration. So here we got. This is my first time unboxing it. Here we got the actual unit itself, and it plugs in between the gas pedal and the car. You may not have realized this, but if you just your gas pedal in your car actually unplugs from the car, just like a piece of electronics would. The company also gives you a mount that you can then tape onto your dash somewhere, and that's one feature I really like about the Pedal Commander. While you're driving the car, you can actually go between these different modes: Eco, City, Sport, and Sport Plus. I've been reading that Eco is kind of useless because it's making the car even less responsive, which nobody really wants that, especially someone who buys this product. The Sport Plus is too much. It's like you're literally flooring it as soon as you touch the gas pedal. So I'm thinking City and Sport is probably going to be right around where I'm happy with this product. And then you're able to make fine adjustments to the response here with the plus and minus. You can go up to +4 or -4 using the green and red LED lights. So that's cool. Also, you get a alcohol wipe to clean your dash before you stick the mount on. And they give you a sticker in case you want to advertise to the world and put this on the outside of your car that you have the Pedal Commander. So I'm going to out-accelerate you. Some interesting things about these products. So I found this on the internet, on Amazon, I think it was. I had previously heard about a product called the Sprint Booster. It turns out the Sprint, which does the exact same thing. It's actually functionally the only difference, I think, is that the Sprint Booster, you can actually remove the programming side and just have an inline cable module. I liked having the adjustability because my wife, she might like City 1 and I might like Sport 4, so I like having that ability to tailor it on the go. So on that regard, I think I would actually give the edge to the Pedal Commander. Also because even if you do want to if you do want to keep it out of sight, you can just roll it up and fold it underneath your dash and behind the plastics there. So yeah, I like having this kind of presentation, I guess, of the programs. Another difference between the Sprint Booster and the Pedal Commander, I think these are the only two products I found that do that. Do this for a wider range of cars without requiring like a tune or something like that. The Sprint Booster is got a different name, obviously. Sounds kind of funny. They both sound kind of funny. But the Sprint Booster, it looks like it's a company in Greece, whereas the Pedal Commander, let me double check this. As far as I could tell, it looked like it was an American company. They've certainly got a more American style marketing, I think, with this kind of army looking font and Yeah, it just seems like a more kind of different type of brand than the Sprint Booster. Also, the pedal commander was available for my car. I have I'm going to be trying this out on a Ford Explorer. We'll take it out on the road later. It's a 2011 Ford Explorer. The Sprint Booster had a more kind of less models that it was available for. I'd have to double check on this, but it seemed like it was more European models, which makes sense because the Sprint Booster is a Greek company. And the pedal commander, being all American, Army style, it's not surprising that they offered this for my Ford. All right, so let's take it on the road and give it a go. All right, YouTube, so we're about to take the pedal commander for a spin in my Ford Explorer. This is the 2011 generation, and a couple notes about installation. It took me not more than 5 minutes to install it. You can kind of see here that it just plugs in line with the gas pedal as promised. I did have some trouble getting my gas pedal disconnected from my car, so I had to use some pliers to disconnect that plug. Where is it? Oh, it's up here. That plug there. And when I did that, I tore one of the tabs from the vehicle side end of the cable. So when I plugged it into the pedal commander, I just kind of taped it over just to make sure it doesn't fall out when you're driving. That would be really bad if you lost your throttle. And the company in the installation instructions says that it's very important that you keep your smart key away from the vehicle and that the vehicle is powered down for at least 5 minutes before you start disconnecting cables and everything. So that's just something to be aware of if you're going to pick this guy up. Read the instructions. Just be sure that you're not going to fry your electronics or anything like that, because if your gas pedal isn't working, then you're going to need a tow truck and probably some expensive service. All right, so here we go. There's the pedal commander. My wife has been driving this for a couple days, and I test drove it. I personally like the Sport. Sport Plus was just too much. Like, I'm not always trying to floor it when I'm pulling out from a stop sign or whatever. Sport was still manageable. My wife, on the other hand, she prefers the City program because she wanted something closer to stock, where because of her lead foot, she found herself spinning the wheels quite often. So as far as how we're going to do this, I'm probably not going to mount it on the dash because I just think it's too kind of sticks out a lot. Doesn't fit with the clean aesthetic I'm going for in here. And what I might do is just put it into this. No, see, this cable's pretty thick, so that's not going to just sneak in there. I think I found a better mounting solution than sticking this thing on the dash or having an ugly cable bouncing around when you're driving. In my Ford Explorer, I just am routing the cable from the gas pedal to under this plastic trim piece, and then I'm going to have it end up kind of on the side of the seat. That way it's out of the way and not noticeable when you're driving, but whenever I need to put this thing in sport mode, then I can reach down and do it. So yeah, you can't even see it there. But okay, and here's the pedal cable going underneath the trim piece, and there, the pedal commander just kind of sits there on top of the seat bracket. Alright guys, so just a quick note about the Ford Explorer we're driving here today with the pedal commander in sport mode. My reasoning for getting something like this for this car is it is it's a 3.6 liter V6 engine pumping out about 260 horsepower. This car, when we bought it, because of price reasons, we got a front wheel drive drivetrain, which is not ideal for a big heavy SUV. If you get any kind of gravel on the road or water, and you're flooring the gas pedal, it's going to spin the front wheels a little bit before it hooks up. That's not so good. As I mentioned, you can kind of go use these fine adjustments to go up to plus 4, or dial it down to the default, or even go negative, make those fine adjustments. I think if you have a really kind of sensitive awareness of your throttle mapping, you might want to bump it up to +1, +2. Yeah, I guess I could do that for sport and leave it there. And then you press the power button to cycle through these different options. Sport Plus, off. Eco, I think there's some special instructions to get it to go into eco mode. I didn't read that because I'm not at all interested in diminishing my car's throttle response. City, I think I'm going to try to see if my wife likes that one, if she gets a little more power without spinning the wheels out, because she has a really aggressive lead foot. But I'm going to put it in sport +1 for myself, just because 1 is more than none. Alright guys, so first takeoff with the pedal commander in sport mode. Get a little bit of torque steer, and as you expect, with more power from a stop. But I'm really liking it. With the stock throttle mapping, it's kind of takes a minute before the car takes off. And so one thing that's kind of cool about the pedal commander is you can actually change it on the fly. So I'm going to change this thing without even looking down to Sport Plus. And wow, I didn't even touch the pedal, and already it's remapped the throttle to accelerate more than it was in sport mode. Sport Plus, yeah, it's kind of too much. Sport Plus, I kind of feel like is too much. I'm not needing to be speeding, certainly. And I don't even really want the car to be revving up to like the high revs all the time. So Sport Plus, too much. Okay, so now we're in city mode. This feels a lot more like the stock throttle mapping. It's not really bad, but you kind of are needing to apply quite a bit of throttle to get the car to downshift. So, not very spirited acceleration. Let me change down to sport mode. And what I like about the sport mode is you can easily modulate the throttle. It's more, but still manageable. I'm not sprinting all the time. I just want to kind of get jogging earlier than I am with the stock mapping. Alright guys, so just wrapping up. What's the final verdict on the pedal commander? Is it worth buying? For me personally, I'm going to say no. And here's why. I'm not a daily driver for this car. I am dissatisfied with the Ford Explorer's acceleration. This is a 2011 model. But I don't drive it every day. In fact, I drive it probably 2 or 3 times a week. So right off the bat, that kind of cuts the value in half for me if I'm only driving it every other day. Number 2, the price, is it expensive? Yes and no. $300. I was kind of, if it was $100, $125, I'd probably keep it. But $300, for a piece of kit that's not really improving the power, it's just improving your perception of the power by flooring the car's throttle sooner for you. For me, that's worth like $100. I'm a casual, part-time driver of this car. If I drove this car a lot, and it was underpowered, as this one is, and the acceleration was really kind of unsatisfactory, like maybe like a Ford Focus, Ford Fiesta, something like that. A cheap Hyundai hatchback, what is that, the Elantra, Kia Forte, something like that. I would definitely pick one of these up, because I think the acceleration would be a lot worse. this car, you know, I got 260 horses. It's not great, but it's something. And I wasn't that dissatisfied with the acceleration, and I only drive it part-time. So for me, $100 would have been a better price. Who would it be worth it to? Cheap hatchbacks, like I mentioned. Also, if you know, maybe like a Scion or Toyota FRS, Subaru BRZ, Mazda Miata, kind of like a sports car that's already underpowered, and every little bit helps. You know, for those kind of performance buyers, I think $300 is cheap, because what's that going to get you? Better tires, better grip. You know, those cars, really, the number one performance issue is the power, the lack of it. And I think if you're looking at doing like a turbo or a chip or an intercooler or an air intake, cold air intake, or exhaust system, all those things are serious dough, more than $300. $300 would be like the bare minimum for any of those upgrades. And I do think the Pedal Commander gives you that sensation of higher revs. What would be another car? A car that like really needs a sport mode but doesn't have it. The Pedal Commander, for me, I don't even really use it that much, and I don't notice that. I like it like $100, $150 maybe, but $300. You know, I've been kind of thinking maybe I'll get like a PlayStation with Gran Turismo for that $300. That might be a better deal, a better use of my money. But yeah, if you're looking at the Pedal Commander, it also depends on, you know, who you are. You know, do you have that disposable income where $300 is nothing? That's worth it. Was it worth getting and testing out and making this video for you guys? Absolutely. So, with that note, keep subscribing, guys. Thanks for watching. Leave me a note in the comments. And yeah, thanks for watching. Peace out.